So the conversation continues. Today we're doing our conversation number 7, and we've got somebody very special but very busy. He took his time. We thank you so much for taking your time with us, and we look forward to getting to know you more. So we'll just get right into it. Who is Munyaradzi? Like, we just want to know. Please share with us.
As in, when you say who, as in my career, who's
Who
Munya?
are you? Where are you from? Or everything.
Okay.
Yes, package it. Where did you grow up? Like, where are you from?
So my name is Munyaradzi Chanetsa. Munyaradzi means the comforter or the peacemaker. I was named by my grandparents. I was born in Zimbabwe to a Zimbabwean father and my mother South African. But yeah, grew up, well, born in Zimbabwe. However, I guess the first years of my life grew up in the UK. We traveled quite a bit because my father was a deputy ambassador for Zimbabwe. So we traveled to, I stayed in Russia for some time. There was multiple different countries we just lived in. And, but I guess the reason we're here is because of music, and music is my first love. I love music with everything. And I'm very fortunate to be able to work in an industry where I love. I know I've kind of dabbled in, long ago I attempted to be an artist, but I think I very quickly learned my position and I knew my lane, and I'm sticking to it, which is now the business side of the industry, because even though I'm not a creative like that, but I'm very happy to assist the creatives, that gives me as much joy as actually being a creative. So yeah, I guess that's me in a nutshell. Currently I'm working at Sony Music Publishing as the A&R manager for the continent. Prior to that, I was working at CAPASO, which is the Composers, Authors and Publishers Association of South Africa. I was heading up their licensing department. And prior to that, I was at a company called Kreeyate Africa, where I can say I spent the vast majority of my career there. And that's where I really established myself, traveling the continent, setting up offices in countries like Nigeria. And in actual fact, I was actually the managing director of the Nigerian office. I was an MD of the Ghanaian office as well. We opened up offices in Uganda, in Angola as well. It was a good time. It really was.
Oh my goodness! Wow, like you busy, and I like that.
Like
no, you're busy. You need to own it. You're doing very well. You're doing it very well. So I really like that. Can you please tell us about Moti? What is Moti about? How did you establish Moti, and where do we get out? Where do we find Moti?
Okay, so through my journey in the industry, as I said, I was very fortunate to find a home in the business side of the music industry. But through my journey, I started realizing how little information is really made available for creatives. Let me say one of I will actually say the problems with music currently is that music has lost its value because it's so easy to make music. And it's so easy to the point that a lot of people think that they treat music as though it's something which, listen, if I can't do my 9-to-5 job, I'll make a song and I'll make millions. And then that's the attitude. People think music is that easy where you just drop a single and you'll become an overnight success, which again, I don't even believe in that in music. There's no such thing as an overnight success. So through my journey and through the learnings, because I was very fortunate to attend school to learn more about this industry. I've learned about different sides. I've learned about the record label side. I've learned about copyright and rights within music, which I think is a big area which is very gray, and a lot of creatives they have no idea. So and ultimately that lack of knowledge is the reason why I feel that, and I can say across the board, anyone who's involved with music isn't making as much money as they probably should be. But at the end of the day, the people who suffer the most are the creatives. Yes. So it's unfortunate. But through my journey, what I ended up doing is I decided to create, well, two things I did. I firstly, it got sparked by, I don't know if you're aware of the whole Mbube incident, the whole story behind Mbube, the song Mbube, and that. Okay, I'll give you a quick, brief rundown. There's a gentleman in 1938 by the name of Solomon Linder who created a song with his choir, with his group. They created a song called Mbube. We know Mbube today to be Lion Sleeps Tonight. That's the song we now know. And that's what Mbube turned into. However, the journey of Mbube is a very sad one in the sense that this man ended up, I understand he passed away, I think in 1960 something, 1967 or 1968. And I think at the time he had 112 Rand. His family never really benefited through the song, because if you understand music and you understand copyright is almost like an asset. An asset is something that you can pass on to your heirs and people can always earn off the song. And when you find out that the song Bube, I mean, the last time I heard, it had made around $60 million. That's how much this song has made. And the fact that the family at the time wasn't being compensated, I mean, the family they would have benefited greatly had things been done properly with the copyright. So, I mean, when I heard that story, I found that was heartbreaking. And I think, I mean, anyone who wants to understand, and I actually encourage people to watch this because it does make sense to me how I mean, this is this is one of the biggest global copyright like infringement cases. But it's so, for me, it's like, how have we forgotten in South Africa what has happened to, I mean, this man is a legend. I mean, The Lion Sleeps Tonight, that song has become,
I know it. Global. Yes. Oh, yes, I know it.
Yeah, who doesn't know Lion Sleeps Tonight? That song is massive. And I mean, ultimately, as I said, it's unfortunate how things happened. So the family, the heirs, I mean, there's a documentary on Netflix called The Lion's Share, which I encourage people to watch to get a full understanding if you want to know what happened. It gives quite a brief and it shows how, for me, I feel the family was robbed, you know, and even though at some point in time after long procedures, Disney did come to the table, but then, I mean, everything happened. There was an NDA in place. A trust was formed, a trust that wasn't formed by the family. A lot of the lawyers who at one point, who I felt like the knights in shining armor, it kind of, let me just say, it ended up being very gray, because now I believe that they charged the family exorbitant fees, and it ended up being, it's a bit messy. So, but anyway, as I said, the documentary is there on Netflix. People should watch it and make their own decisions about it. But however, when I watched it, I was like, something needs to be done about this, because this isn't correct. So what I did with that project, the project's name is Happy Endings, the Mbube Story. And the idea of the project was, because how copyright works, fortunately, the original Mbube is out of copyright. So that means it's in what they call public domain. So technically, which I did, what I did was, if I'm to recreate the song, I don't actually have to consult the family, or I don't need to compensate anyone because it's in public domain now. You often find this with a lot of church song, choir, hymns, and a lot of songs that, you know, no one really owns them, but they're in public domain and you can just use them. So, but what I did is, I said, I wanted to create a new version of the song, which, and what I said, I want to do things right, where I even contacted the family. I got hold of the family trust. And what I did with this new version, I did Mbube, I called it Mbube 2020. With this new version, I was able to give 45% of the copyright to the family, so to the trust anyway, so they own that. And any money that's made through synchronization or anything like that, the family will be earning off that. And I was honored to have the original Mahotela Queens were on the track with it. They recorded the vocals. I had two young, really great producers, Boki Alt and Cuba. And also Snow Keys, they came together. They gave me a beautiful song. It's even available on Spotify. It's actually available everywhere digitally. And I even did a little lyric video. And you know, it's like, that's how it kind of sparked everything off for me. Because even as I was going through this process and I was doing everything correctly in terms of making sure the paperwork is in order and all this stuff, I remember thinking, how many people know to do these things? And that's when, and at the time, if I'm being honest with you, I used to call myself Moti, but what it meant was the M stood for man of the industry. So I used to call myself the man of the industry because I used to look at myself as, if you need assistance, I'm that guy. Like no matter what, and I mean, I've dealt with guys who you consider A-list artists across the continent, from the continent, I mean A-list artists all the way down to, I mean, emerging artists. I'm happy to always assist and to advise and to help. But then I guess as time went on, I was like, with regards to Moti, I mean, it's not about an individualistic thing. It's not about me. I think what we need to do is we need to start breeding a new breed of business-minded people in the industry. And that's where Moti now, so the M in Moti, which stood for man originally, I changed it to masters of the industry. Because in my head, I really want to groom. I want to be part of the story where we're grooming now business-minded people. Because what I've seen is that in this industry, there's a whole layer which I like to think of these business managers and people who understand not just the fact that I'm an artist, I just somehow I get a song that starts playlisting. I just call my friend who I've known for the past 10 years down the road just to be my manager because I know I need to have a manager. But now we need to have these people who you call on, these managers, there are things that they need to know. Managing isn't about having fun and popping bottles alongside the artists in the club. It's not about just only doing bookings. It's like you need to understand the intricacies of what it takes to make sure that your artist is making the best decisions. Your artist is really, I mean, yeah, he's growing within the industry, et cetera, et cetera. So what is Moti? So Moti, which stands for now Masters of the Industry, it's an online educational platform focused on which is focusing on the music industry. It's basically, it's an online platform which is going to be predominantly video based, where I'm going to be doing explainer videos, which as well as also, there's also going to be resources for people to use of there's two things that are so vital, which people never take heed of here, is the metadata and what we call the split sheets. So there's going to be resources on the platform. There's going to be there's a digital metadata form. There's a digital split sheet, which is going to be available to everyone, because I believe that people just need to get in the habit of doing these things, because if you don't do them, that's why there's actually literally, there's royalties that aren't being collected because the metadata is not correct. In one recording, I spell my name Munya, and then the next one, when I'm uploading my song, I'm calling myself Munyaradzi. So now things aren't matching. It's like there's elements of consistency that you need to learn and understand. And I'm creating all this video footage, this video content, sorry. And so Moti is going to be an online platform where, yes, you can access this information. And it's not only going to be me. I'm going to be calling on other Motis, masters of the industry, that are experts in their field, whether it's artist management or if it's aggregation or distribution and all these things. Fortunately, I have a great network. So I know all these people. So I'm going to be calling on them to also speak directly to whoever wants to become an aspiring Moti. Then like, this is who you're going to be learning from, myself as well as others. And yeah, that's the plan. And I mean, part of it is going to be partly free. So parts of it are going to be free. However, some of it will be, you will have to pay. Because yeah, and also, I think when you put down money, you look at something different. When you have to pay, the value is different. Rather than when it's free, sometimes you treat it wishy-washy. But when you actually have to now pay for something, you treat it different, and you're going to do what you need to do. So in a nutshell, and that wasn't even a nutshell. That was a long explanation. In my long explanation, that's what Moti is going to be. And I'm looking at launching the platform next month in November. Oh. And it's going to be motiafrica.com. That's the website address, www.motiafrica.com. And yeah, that's it. You can actually go there now. It's live right now as we speak.
I saw it.
It is, yeah. So I'm asking people, just if you want to be notified once everything is going to be happening, just come through, drop your email address, and then we'll be contacting and informing you of when things are going to be popping off. But I'm super excited because I'm doing it for the betterment of the industry. Simple.
It is. I just love what you said about how you saw a problem in the industry, like a challenge, and you found your way into finding a solution. Because I feel like sometimes creatives forget that you as an artist have to look at the importance of the business side of what you're doing. You know, there's so much that comes with being an artist. It's not you actually going out there and performing and you know,
Only
in the
one
club,
side.
out here, you know, like you said, popping bottles, but like there's just so much to it. So my
It's
last
a
question
business.
to you, yes, it's like a business and we need to take it
It
seriously.
is a business.
It
It's not even like a
is.
business. It's 100% a business. And like any business, you have to strategize, you have to plan, you have to make sure you have capital. There's all these elements, but music, as I said, it looks so easy to make that people just forget and they think it's easy to become a superstar. But the likes of Wizkid, the likes of Burna Boys, these guys have been in the industry for over a decade doing their thing. It's not by chance that they are where they are today, you know? So yeah, I'm just trying to encourage people to take this seriously and let's treat this like a business. Sorry, I
Oh,
interrupted your last question.
no problem. My last question to you is to you, how do you want to be remembered in this industry, this music industry? Like, how do you want us to remember Munyaradzi?
How do I want to be remembered? I mean, ultimately, I guess I just want to be, how do I want to be? I mean, the person who, one of the guys in terms of in the industry, Clarence Avant, also known as the Black Godfather, that's someone who I admire just in terms of who he's the ultimate networker, he's the ultimate influencer. People call him the first influencer in the industry. And I mean, that's the kind of person who, I mean, I hope that people can speak about me the way they speak about, he's still alive and everything till today, but I hope that is how the industry sees that this is someone who genuinely wanted the best for our industry, because I can see the potential of this industry. And until we actually, just the same way countries like Korea with K-pop, in Latin America, all these territories, they've figured out how to work for themselves and their industries, and they are breeding their own superstars. Like they don't need, we in Africa, we're still chasing the Western world. We're still chasing recognition from outside of places. Instead of, let's develop our industry where it's self-sustainable here. So, I mean, I would be happy for my name to be mentioned in that story, for Moti to become a movement. And it's not just me. I want to encourage other people to want to become Motis, which is a master of the industry. I mean, then that's a happy day for me. I'll be very happy with that, you know? So yeah.
Thank you so much. I love what you said. Like this is a movement. You want this to become a movement. And
Yes.
I don't know, it's legendary. I love it. Thank you so much for the
Thank
lovely work
you.
that you're doing. And thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And
All good.
we'll definitely spread the word. Like Moti's
Thank you.
up
Yeah,
and
so I mean,
running.
Moti has the website, as I said. Anyone can just drop your email address and you'll get notified when things are happening. Moti has got social media. So if you search on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Moti Africa, you'll find it all there. I mean, I'm also on socials, but I prefer for this Moti stuff, come to Moti and I will talk there and we take it from there.
Thank you so much. You don't want DMs, people asking you to plug them with
Hey,
deals.
yeah, no, no,
Because
no,
people are
no,
gonna
no,
do that.
no.
Like people are gonna take the
It will
chances. Like,
happen, but
yeah, people are gonna
come to
say,
Moti and learn. Come
please.
to Moti and I'll show you what you need to do through via Moti.
So no DMs, no sliding in the DM to say,
You
hey,
can try.
Munya, my
We'll see.
guy, my
We can
guy.
try.
Okay.
I'll try my best, and you can try as well. But see.
Okay, thank you so much for your time.
No, thank you,
Thank
Peter.
you,
Thank you.
appreciate it. Thank
All
you.
good. Thank you.